Okay, so the thought of owning a fully manual only lens has been something I've been thinking about probably ever since I have owned a digital camera. I've always thought of it as being something to give me that little bit extra control, something that connects me to the image a bit more personally. A few weeks ago, as you may have seen in some previous videos, I got myself a Nikon Zf, partly because I wanted something that was a bit more on the mark with focusing issues, and I know Nikon, as well as some of the other big brands, are steps ahead, but it's really the autofocus I wanted to upgrade on. Then started having the thought of maybe manual lens would be something to look at again. So I began to scroll through endless possibilities, watching more videos than you can know on suggestions of what may be the best manual lens, what focal length to get, all that kind of stuff. And I eventually settled on the Thypoch 50mm 1.4. So why this particular lens? Well, apart from obviously being a fully manual only lens, in so much that it doesn't have contacts to read any information from the lens as well, so it all has to be put in camera. It also had a certain look that I was looking for to fit with the Nikon Zf. Obviously the Nikon Zf being a vintage style camera, I wanted something that wouldn't look out of place on it, so a kind of modern looking lens just for me wouldn't fit right on there. So I wanted something a bit more unique in a way. So with the Thypoch, you'll see the construction, the detailing, and even things down to like the lens hood and small touches like that just fit so well with what I was looking for. And the Thypoch Simera lenses, I believe is how you pronounce it, they do come in different focal lengths, and I decided on the 50mm one. So this 50mm on the full frame system gives me a nice combo between it and the 85. Also, being a 33mm APS-C equivalent, if you want to reverse it, it's one of the lenses on my Fuji that I use probably the most and get the most shots, most satisfying shots, if you want to say that, with that system. So I knew that it would be a focal length I would be accustomed to and wouldn't have that extra kind of niggle at the back of my mind of say trying to figure out what I'm trying to compose or how I'm going to compose with that lens. I kind of know how to do that already, and takes away some of the stress, if you will. So this lens and one of the other lenses that I've got, specifically the 9mm, I would put them in a category I would like to call creative push lenses. So the way I would describe creative push lenses are going to be lenses that are more challenging to use, not your normal way maybe of taking some images, kind of giving you results maybe beyond the normal, making you having to think outside the box, things that are just a wee bit different and give you something that's not expected basically. So sometimes when maybe I've got some kind of creative block or even low on ideas, it's good to grab a lens like this and take it out, maybe just on its own, or maybe with another one, maybe one more lens, and see where it takes you. First of these so-called creative push lenses was the Thypoch 9mm 2.8, and obviously was the lens that gave me the idea of having maybe a collection of these types of lenses. I've used it in various situations, architectural interiors, exteriors. I've used it for street photography, I've used it for things like landscape as well. You just need to use a wee bit of creative license. Now with the Thypoch 50mm on the other hand, for me at least, slows the actual photography or image taking right down. In a good way, tend not to work the scene when I'm taking an image, which is why I would say it is one of those creative push lenses. So in saying that, some of the results have been quite surprising, as you can probably see here. Okay, well maybe they haven't, but let's be honest, with a manual lens, if you're like me, you've never used one before, you're going to get results like the ones on screen just now. Out of focus, missed shots, whatever you want to call them. It's all practice. It's all going to need practice at the end of the day. Whether you are manual focusing through the viewfinder, composing your image, things like that, or trying a bit of hip shooting, which is a lot harder than it sounds and a lot harder than it looks when you see other photographers nailing the hip shots one after the other. But again, it's just experience and practice. So like all lenses, the Thypoch 50mm has its own characteristics, which again you're going to have to get used to and work out and align with your own style of shooting. But again, that's just part of the journey. One thing I have found that does dramatically increase the number of shots that I do get in focus is when you punch in. So on the Nikon, for example, the focus peaking seems to be a lot more accurate when you punch in. I found that when I just use the screen or the viewfinder just on the normal focal length that it presents you, you do tend to miss a wee bit more. Whereas if you punch in, it can see where it's focusing a wee bit more accurately. I found better results when you do that, so do give that a try if you are finding that you are missing a lot of images. Now you may be saying that on the Nikon Zf, and you'll be correct in saying it does have a system where if you put a manual lens on, it tells you when you're in focus. The wee green box, or the wee box turns green when you're in focus on there, but that, as I say, only works on manual lenses that have got the actual connectors giving information to the camera. The Thypoch doesn't have any connectors, so you do have to rely on the focus peaking for that. So moving on to the actual lens itself in the way of characteristics, it's got fully metal construction and seems well balanced when you actually put it on the ZF itself. As you can see here, the look and balance seems quite nice on there, or feels quite nice I should say. Also has hand painted details, so all your aperture marks, manual focus marks, focus indicators, things like that are all hand painted, which is a nice wee touch. The aperture ring itself's got a nice clicky motion or feel to it. You can also declick the ring, so it just smooths if you're maybe taking some video and things like that. I prefer having it click mode so I know that I'm adjusting the right one, because then when you do your manual it's nice and smooth. And the manual ring, since we're talking about that, has got quite a nice smooth motion to it, nice wee bit of resistance as well, so you don't overshoot or undershoot your focus when you are trying to focus on something as well. So it's got a nice weight or resistance to it when you are focusing. The cherry on top of this lens has got to be the lens hood and lens cap. For this you do get a plastic one for when you take the lens hood off. You do get a metal lens cap, and you also get a metal lens hood as well, which clicks quite nicely onto the end of the lens there, and your lens hood on top there, and I think that really sets off the look of the lens on this camera extremely well. Now you do get a silver version of this lens, which I was eyeing up, but I ended up getting the black one, which is fine. Now these lenses do come in various focal lengths and mounts, and depending on which one will obviously depend or determine what you're going to be paying. So for the 50mm option, you can get an M mount or Z mount, and the Z mount being around about £440, with the M mount at £539. Now at the time of this recording, there is a summer sale on the Thypoch website, but sadly not on the Z mount, but just on the M mount version. So as I say, £539, down about £80 for that, so do check that out if you are interested. So I mentioned at the beginning, the Thypoch lens is part of the Simera range, and you can also get a 21mm, 28mm, 35mm and 75mm. Again, as I say, various mounts available for each, with various costs involved for that. As I say, just pop over to their website and check them out for yourself. What I would also say would be important to note is that all these lenses are full frame lenses. So if you are going to put it on, say, Fujifilm camera, it's important to maybe take into account what that actually would be on the Fuji itself. So just take care when you're looking at that. So that just about does it for this video. So if you are interested in picking up the 50mm Thypoch or any other products from Thypoch, being some of the other focal ranges or whatever they may be, head over to the website. I'll leave a link in the description below. I'll also leave a code where you can get an extra 5% off when you pop that in at the checkout. I'll leave that below and it's on screen now. So yeah, go and check them out for yourself. If you are interested in any other gear that I've been using over the past few videos, again, the links are in the description below. Please do check them out. And if you haven't already, drop me a like and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying the videos that I'm putting out there for you all. And most importantly, if you have got anything you want to talk about or say or discuss or anything like that at all, drop me a comment either on the videos or just on the post page or wherever it may be, and I'll get back to you on that as well. I do enjoy having the feedback as well. It really kind of motivates me along to do more videos. In the meantime though, again, as I say, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.